Hi! Within this lecture, we're going to finalize our backdoor section with testing our current backdoor. And in order to deliver my backdoor to the Windows machine, I'm going to use my Apache server one more time like we did before. And of course, you cannot use this technique in real life. Maybe you can try to zip the exe file and try to send an email to the victim by attaching that zipped file, but since we are now testing, I'm just going to copy this exe and put it in my Apache server and download it from the Windows machine. So I'm going to say copy, and of course I'm going to go to other locations, computer, var, okay, and find my HTML, and maybe remember that this is our website. So if I create a new folder here called backdoors and put my backdoor inside of this folder, then I can reach this website in my own network. Okay, so all I have to do is just start the Apache server. So let me create a new terminal in here because I don't want to lose the other one. It's listening for incoming connections. If I say service Apache to start, okay, so service Apache to start, it will start my Apache server. So right now we are ready to open the Windows machine on the same NAT network and try and test this. And again, this backdoor doesn't only work within same network, it can also work outside networks as well, and later on we're going to see how to do that. Don't worry. But right now we are just testing things. So it's safe to test within NAT network always. So let me go to 10.02.15 and then /backdoors in order to reach my files. And if I write backdoors in here, it will just take me through my newly created folder. Okay, so backdoors and hit enter. And as you can see, now I can see the James new payload.exe in here. So if I download this, and if I try to open this after I download, let me go to folder and double click on that file. Okay, so I think it's taking its time. Maybe it's a little bit slow since this is a virtual machine and I'm running a video screener as well. Okay, so it says that Windows protected your PC. I'm going to click on more info and say run anyway. Okay, and since this is from an unknown publisher, Windows does this. So it does this for all kinds of files actually, not only with viruses, but also any file that has an unknown publisher. So generally, typically, if you social engineer a user, they will say run anyway in order to open this file. Of course, there isn't a guarantee that you can trick everyone into doing this, but we're going to discuss some social engineering techniques in order to increase the chance of running this on the victim machine as well. So once they run this, it should create a session between Windows and the Kali Linux machine. So I believe now it's running on Windows. I think it's time to go back to our Kali machine and try to see if we got the connection back. So here you see the session 1 is actually opened, and this is a meter-preter session. So we hacked into the Windows machine. As you can see, if I say ls, I can see the results. And I believe it kicked us out from the session, and I should run sessions L to list the sessions and then for maybe interacting with the session one more time, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to discuss the post-hacking in another section, in another meter-preter discussion lectures, right now, I suggest you to create other backdoors with wheel output with wheel tool one more time in order to see the differences. Maybe this didn't even work for you. So maybe you have to have different setups, you have to have different programming languages, you have to have different backdoors in order to achieve these results. I repeat, this isn't a guaranteed way to hack into someone's computer. Okay, you have to find your optimal backdoor first by trying and testing different kinds of backdoors within Wheel, and then you have to carefully social engineer your target, of course, when you're allowed to, in order to run this backdoor and have a session on your own. And this isn't an easy task to do. I suggest you spend more time on wheel for optimizing your backdoor and trying to find a way that makes it work. So we're going to stop here, and within the next section we're going to discuss social engineering techniques. And don't worry, later on we're going to see how to run these backdoors on outside of networks, and in Python section we're going to see how to write our own backdoors as well.